Howdy folks, Saro here. We're going to be starting a new series here. I don't quite know what I'm going to call it yet, but today, basically what I'm going to be doing is a tactical analysis of a match that I had just the other night, and I'm going to talk you guys through the steps and what I'm thinking while I'm playing in Abrams, which resulted in this match. So, here we go. I'm going to be doing this from the follow camera so I can talk about exactly what I'm thinking. So my first goal, I'm taking a look around and I'm sort of thinking about where I want to go. Right about this point, a little bit ago, I decided that I want to go for the C point. For obvious reasons, I want the spawn points to be able to keep the fight going and such. Now, over on the enemy team, we are dealing with a pretty... This is going to be where I get to my first point. Crossing open fields like this. This is the Abrams sort of favorite area, so to speak. But the main thing about it is line of sight. Line of sight is one of the key points that I have to talk about when I'm discussing the Abrams specifically. And the main reason for that is because what I'm doing is I'm using these guys here, these buildings here, to block line of sight on targets that are potentially over here. I see the marker over there. I'm checking it out. I'm scoping them out. And we basically decide hard cover on the right. The only angles I could be hit from are over here and behind. And obviously, this early in the match, not going to happen. Next up, I'm limiting my line of sight. I'm looking this way because that's the area that I'm expecting enemies. I could have been hit right about here, but this is where I turn. I don't quite see him yet. He doesn't see me. I get the tag on the minimap. I turn. I target. Get over the ridge. And I fire. Now, it is absolutely his fault for not spotting me sooner. I am in the open and fully exposed. There's absolutely no reason I should be getting away with this, but first couple shots take a lot of damage, and then I get hit from that guy. This guy over here, he gets marked on the map. Turn, target, fire. I'm looking around towards the A point. I check my left. I see the Leo 2A5 in a second here. Couple seconds here. I get to where I want to repair. I don't quite see him. There's the minimap tag for the drone. I take out a couple of trees, I see him, I fire. Now basically what I'm doing here, this Abrams got some bad luck there. He really should have fired at me, but so we go ahead and advance. We're starting to push. Now one of the things I want to note is that the majority of the enemy team is up in this area. They're mostly over here. So I see the marker on the minimap. Now, this is where intelligence is like a critical factor in War Thunder. If you have enemies that are logged and spotted, and yes, I did spot that Vilkas. Right about here, I spotted the Vilkas. I decided to go for Leo because he's a bigger threat. Fire again. Now, here's a Mirage. Vilkas hits me again. I take note of him. But I don't quite know where he is. So what I did was I smoked, I pull back, and I'm holding my position because I'm looking basically directly where I remember him being. And eventually I push up, and I see he's smoked up, so I turn to the next biggest threat, open fire, and he's down. Next, we're going to switch back to Leo, one-shot him with the previous damage. Now, I shouldn't have done this. I was giving broadside to an enemy, but he doesn't seem to know I'm here. Now, I hear the missile and see the gun. So I'm going to go ahead and push up. This is the enemy spawn right here. I should not be up in this area. So I see him right about here. Don't quite get the gun against him. I don't notice this guy until now. He hits me. I don't put out the fire. I continue my attack. I push up, I drop smoke, because I figure he's going to come back around. He actually pushes forward, so what I do is I decide to sit in my smoke. And I'm attempting to push past that IFV here, but I get kind of stuck. Now, of course, somebody comes in behind me, and ends the fight. We're going to fly back on over here for the respawn. Somewhere's over here. Any second now. Where am I? In the clickbait still. Takes me a second to respawn because I'm thinking about it. But it should be right about here. Okay, where's my clickbait? Ah, I escaped myself. I managed to get away from myself, but at this point, I see that B is being taken and C is a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically take off from our spawn right about here, and I'm moving. And I'm seeing this guy on the minimap, so I'm like, okay, C is handled. They're going to have C handled. I'm not going to need to worry about that. I hear the MG on the left, but I'm not particularly worried about it because I have a shitload of soft cover here. So I'm going to keep pushing. And my objective now is to deal with this guy so that my teammates can get out of the spawn. I do see the machine gun fire briefly, but I'm not overly worried about it. Like I said, soft cover. This would have been a bad place to have gotten caught if this guy was paying attention. I'm not quite sure what he was doing. But this is about where I get into this area, and I start seeing all the blips on the map. I mainly see this guy first. When I get to about right here-ish, I'm looking for this guy. I don't see him, but I do see this guy in my gun scope. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to turn once I see him. There he is. And I fire into his side. Direct hit right into the turret basket. We're going to push up and see if we can get behind this guy because we know he's going to be facing the spawn. He won't expect somebody coming from this side. So we're going to push up. There he is. I can't quite get a glimpse on him till just about here. And one shot for the kill. This guy over here, I don't see him just yet, but he sure does see me. Or does he? Nope, but that missile launch tells me where he is. Turn and fire. Next target, we've got somebody on the left trying to take me out with that. It's a weasel. So, I'm in a bad situation. I have overexerted this vehicle. I pushed up way too far. I've got a weasel on my left and a Leo 2A7HU on my right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn towards our Leo. I have no idea why this guy didn't kill me, but he's not moving. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to retaliatory fire where I last remember seeing him. We're going to deal with the fire, and our teammate takes out the weasel. Good shit. I love that. That's what I like to see. Here comes the teammate for the assist. I tag there because I don't quite know if the guy is dead. Smoke up again because I'm repairing. I don't know about this Leo yet, but we'll find out about him soon enough. Now, as you can see, over on the cross of the map, we've got a problem. There's going to be a Leclerc over there that is working his way towards our spawn. We will get to him in a minute. I'm going to slowly start advancing. I hear the shot from the left. I'm looking through the scope, through the trees, and fire. Here comes a helicopter. I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to prevent it. That's fine. We're going to wheel our way back over here. Now here's our Leclerc friend. Now this Leclerc here, he's been causing our team some trouble. It seems to me that anywhere that I'm not is where the enemy is. So we're going to come back over here as soon as I get the respawn off. And he took out whatever that was. I'm not even sure who that was. Here's the spawn protection. I see him on the map. I take some hard cover behind this guy's corpse. I pull forward, and I'm going to try and hit him with some rockets. Now, by this point, I can see the mission score and the writing on the wall. We are down very badly on the caps, and we have no other choice except to do something drastic. Oh yeah, it's time for the nuke. So we're gonna follow this. We're gonna follow our nuke plane here. Is there a chase cam? Free chase cam. Here we go. Perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and follow our nuke aircraft into the battlefield here with the express goal of talking about something else that happens this match, something I'm going to do here. Now, keep in mind, we only have an ADATS, an AH-1Z, and myself. This match is absolutely over. Unless something can happen here. Now, I'd like to note, there is an F4F. I'm thinking, earlier, there was a, when I was over on this side of the map, there was the sign of a Eurofighter Typhoon. So I'm sitting there thinking, okay, the Eurofighter Typhoon is going to be my biggest problem. I do not know about the F4F, but I'm going to do my absolute best to get over and get this nuke off. Here's our F4F. He's absolutely spotted me by this point. I got the radar pings, and here he comes for the head-on gun run. I see that coming in. I bank to the right. I get under some soft cover. He barely nicks me. I survive somehow. He's going to make a U-turn against me. I'm flying ultra low, trying to avoid any kind of heat-seeking missiles because I have absolutely no flares. Here comes the bomb. Here comes a missile in on me. The bomb drops, and the explosion from me detonates the nuke as it's falling and airbursts the entire map. Well done. Well done. Excellent job, F4. That was an excellent battle. For those wondering, that was, for whatever reason, the game decides to sort of semi-crash for like a minute here. But welcome to the new series. This is going to be This is going to be our battle analysis series where you guys send me your battle numbers, and I will go in and review them, and we'll talk about what exactly happened. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us. Here's our final scorecard. And for the battle itself, Fields of Normandy. Is that Field of Normandy? Fields of Normandy. Yeah, baby. I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and I will see you in the next battle analysis clip. See you next time. Saro Out.